everyone. So this is our carrying capacity lab. We're going to simulate how carrying capacity happens using our quote-unquote rabbits, which are our beings, and how an organism's population can reach carrying capacity based on the amount of space. So what we're gonna do is we're going to start with 25 beans. So I have that in my cup right here. There's 25 of them, and again, they represent our rabbits, and the grid represents their environment, right? So I'm just going off the instructions here, so make sure you have that next to you. But what we're gonna do is we're going to dump the rabbits onto the grid from a height of about 1 foot. Right now, you know, don't just drop your beans like this. Otherwise they're all gonna end up in the same place. So drop them with a little bit more height, but not too high, because if you do it too high, then they're all gonna sprawl over the table. I know you can't see it, but I actually have like a little box over here to kind of stop it from falling off the table, because I'm at the edge of the table. So find a barrier or something like that, or a box to put your grid in, if you're gonna do this on your own. If you are just watching, right, again, your job is to collect data while I do the lab for you. You're still in charge of the graph and the analysis, but I'm just doing the procedure. Right, so this first couple minutes is me kind of just explaining how to calculate the numbers, and then from there, if you're watching this and you are collecting data, then, you know, I'm not gonna pause and tell you how many there are. You're just gonna have to do that on your own, right? So here we go. So again, we're gonna drop it, and you won't be able to see my hand, but I'm about right here. I don't know how high that is, but when you dump them, oops, there, I've already lost another one. When you dump them, do them slowly and kind of spread them out a little bit, just like that. Right, so on your data table, round 0 should be 25. That's what we started with, and now this is, you know, we're setting up to collect data for round 1. So first thing you gotta do is you gotta make sure that each bean is in a box. Right, so you'll see that some of them are in a box, some of them are not in a box. So like, for example, I don't know if you can see, but this one right here, I'm on the edge of the video here, this one right here is not in a box, so I'm just gonna scoot him over. So anything that's on the edge here, just scoot them to the closest box, right? So like this one is kind of in between two, just put him in the one that's, you know, closest, and then scoot the other ones to the middle of the box. Kind of helps, you know, make sure that they are where they're supposed to be. So something like that, right? So just put them all in the box. Okay, so then this is our scenario. So now what you're gonna do, right, it says if 5 or more rabbits occupy the square, remove them from that square, because that represents overpopulation. So I'm looking at it right now, we don't have anything with 5s, so we're just going to leave it. We don't have to take anybody out, right? Our next step is to reproduce. So if you see anything that's 2 or more, right, so that would be 2, 3, 4, because 5 we have to take out. So 2, 3, 4 beans, if you see that, then you double it. If there's only one, like this one for example, this one is by itself, right? This one is by itself, so it can't reproduce because it doesn't have a mate. So anything that's 2, 3, 4 is what you double. And it would be handy, so this is for people who are just watching and not actually doing their lab. It would be handy to keep track of how many you're adding, right? Because then even if my numbers are a little bit off, or maybe you miss something, you know, you don't have to stare at the screen and count the beans one by one. Just keep track of it, right? So for example, we have 25, right? So on this one, there's 2, so I'm gonna add 2 here, right? This one, so I know you can't see it, so I'm gonna show you. On my phone right now, I am keeping track of it. So I have 2 because I added 2, right? And then there's no way for me to show my phone and the grid at the same time, so we'll just work with it. So this one has 2, so I'm gonna add 2 and then plus 2 on the calculator. right? Plus 2 on my calculator. All of these are singles, so we're not gonna add anything all the way up to here. That's another 2. So add 2 here. Right, that's single. That one has 4, so you're gonna add 4 to that one. 4 to that one, so plus 4 on my phone. This one has 2, so plus 2, right? 1, 1, 1, and then another one. Whoops. Another one plus 2. So you added 14. So right now, right, on my phone, that's 14. So we started with 25. We didn't take out anything, so that's 25 plus 14. Round 1 should now have 39. Right? Round 1 should now have 39. And again, I'm not going to help you later on, so make sure that you're keeping track of this on your own. So round 1 again is 39. So after you count all of them up, I'm going to put them back in our cup and do this slowly so that we don't lose any beans. Oh, I guess you could also do it this way, where you just fold your grid. Fold your grid and dump them like that. That's easier. Alright, so that was round 1. Now we're preparing for round 2. Right? And I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking. And here we go. Anything with extra 5, I'm taking off, so I'm taking these guys off. And yeah, you can count how many you took off, if that helps. So again, we started with 39. Right. I'm gonna tell you right now, I took off 16. Took off 16. And this one too, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I took off 24. Okay, calculate how many that is, and now I'm gonna reproduce. I'm gonna reproduce. To count them up. And then this is going to be the number for your round 2. Okay, this is going to be the number for your round 2. Okay, I'm resetting. So all of these go back in my cup. We are preparing for round 3. Anything with more than 5 we're taking off. And anything 2 or more will reproduce. It's going to be this group and this group. Right, so count those up. That would be your round 3. Right, that'll be your round 3. And when you're done, I'm going to reset. Preparing for round 4, so here we go. Anything more than 5, so it's going to be these guys right here. And then reproducing anything that's more than 2. And doubling them up. colors are round 4, so count them up if you need to. And now we are preparing for round 5. Now we are taking off anything that's more than 5. So I see a group right here. So I'm gonna take that off. And I believe that is it. And now we're reproducing. Anything more than 2, we're reproducing. Go ahead and count. This is for round 5 now. This is for round 5. Okay, and now we are preparing for round 6. Now we are taking off anything that's more than 5, and I see anything, so these guys will go. Okay, now we are reproducing anything more than 2. This is round 6. So go ahead and collect your data. Round 6, count them all up. And now we will prepare for round 7. Taking off anything that has more than 5, so we see a couple. Okay, and we are now reproducing, so anything more than 2 we will reproduce. So this is round 7. Go ahead and count your beans. And here comes our last round. So resetting. Taking off the one that's more than 5. So here's one. And then reproduce. So here's our last reproduction phase. this is your last one, right? This is round 8. Count them all up, and when you're done, you can create your graph and answer your questions.